CMA Fest, Tuesday, June 25th on ABC.
This is Logan Crosby, and you're watching Celeb Secrets TV.
Celeb Secrets is here backstage at CMA Fest, day one, and Logan Crosby's hanging out with us, familiar face.
How we doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
I know. I think last year.
Last CMA Fest.
Last CMA Fest.
Here we are.
And back again. I feel like so much has happened with you since we last spoke, but you had a busy week earlier this week. I know you were playing at Whiskey Jam, which I saw you there. Tell me all about the performance.
It was great. We had a good time. Good way to kick CMA Fest off, like a good Monday night show.
Totally.
And then have like a couple of days, rehearse, get ready for today, then head out to Myrtle Beach tonight for CCMF tomorrow. So we're running.
Crazy.
You know, we're hitting everything.
All the spots.
I love it.
And when you hear the word CMA Fest, what comes first to mind?
Fans, I guess. They say everybody, kind of comes to Nashville for a couple of days, and it's super cool. I love it. This is my second one, so it'll be fun. It's already been a great day.
Okay. And anything you learned about yourself for the first CMA Fest that you're like, I am not going to do this the second round?
I don't like rain necessarily because it rained all last Sunday, and so one of our shows got canceled, and then we had to play indoors at Whiskey Jam, and then had to run down the street in the rain to Spotify House. So it's kind of don't love the rain. Okay. So it is what it is. Messes my hair up.
I want to talk about your new music though, because you're releasing a ton of new songs. Yours still is the most recent.
Yes.
So tell me all about that.
I love that song. It was a song that I heard my manager Tally actually showed it to me, and I was like, well, this is great. I didn't write on the song, and I was like, I gotta cut this song. So luckily I was able to cut it. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever heard. It's just so cool, and it tells such a cool story about these two kids that fall in love, they fall out of love, and then there's just things they see that remind each other of themselves. So it's super cool. I love it. It's great.
And how do you choose which songs? Because I know you want to stick to a certain story that you're trying to tell with your music, whether you're writing it or you're taking outside cuts. How is that process?
Well, I think just knowing with this album that we're putting out, it just is kind of this nostalgic story, and super cool. And so it's that, and then sometimes you'll hear songs and you're like, oh, I love that song. Think that song's great. Or you write a song, it's like it doesn't fit on this project. But I think the key to being an artist is always remembering those, the good songs, and then going back and revisiting on a different project and being like, oh, well, this works on this one, and put it on that album or EP, whatever it is. So I think it's that, just always kind of remembering what you've written and finding all those songs whenever it's time for them to have their moment.
Totally. And you mentioned working on a project. How is that going for you, and have you thought of a release date, things like that?
We've got a release date.
Exciting.
We've got lots of things. We have a tour around it. Haven't announced it yet, but it's actually happening very soon. The nerves are starting to get to me. I'm like, oh gosh. I was like, there's an album. I'm like, I hope everybody likes it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've been working on that since the summer last year, probably a year, just writing on the songs and figuring out kind of what we wanted to say and all the things. And it's super fun because being an independent artist, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but it's so much fun, because I get to pick, what the songs are, and then we get to pick, what I'm going to wear and what the cover art is and all the things. So that's super fun. All the creative stuff that goes into making a record has just been awesome.
And you're a really creative guy, you'd say. Are there a lot of personal touches in everything with your music? Okay.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely things, all kinds of cool stuff that we kind of have put in there. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. And you mentioned a lot of live shows. I know you're going back on the road with Megan Moroney again. Tell me all about that, because I know you're going to Aspen.
Yes, we played in Aspen. We went to Aspen last October when we were on the Lucky Tour, the original one, and we spent a day out there. They went to ride horses. I don't do large animals well, so I skipped on that. Me and Megan's manager, Julie, went and found somewhere to go get ice cream, and they rode horses, and I'm not going to ride horses, so that's what we did. But I'm excited to go back to Aspen. It's super cool, and I've heard in the summer it's beautiful, so it'll be fun to go out there.
Yeah. And anything else kind of on the radar in terms of your own headlining shows, or what should we kind of be on the lookout for?
I do have a headlining tour in the whole month of September. It's getting announced very soon, in a couple of days. I know the dates we're playing, that's what matters. That, and then announcing my album really soon too, so it'll be fun. All kinds of cool stuff, all kinds of announcements.
Right? Is this going to be your first ever headlining tour?
Yes.
Wow. So are there nerves? Have you started rehearsals yet?
We have not for the headlining tour, but playing so many shows this summer, and we started tour with Cameron Marlowe January 16th or 18th, so we've been out on the road since January, so we've been hitting it hard. So and that's been fun because going to put together a live headlining show, you've played a bunch of these songs in front of people, and you can kind of see what the crowd, how they react, and all the things. And so it's kind of easier putting it together whenever we all sit down. But yeah, me and the band, we're gonna go off to. My parents actually have a mountain house, so we're gonna go spend a couple days there putting the set together. So it'll be fun.
So
it'll be great. Yeah.
And it's got to be cool for you knowing. And I know you put so much work into your music, and people are coming to see you headline. Because I know a lot of the other shows you're direct support.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's still like pinch me moment when I see people singing my songs back to me on the stage, and they say, well, that's the whole point, being an artist and putting out music is for them to do that, but it doesn't feel real. I mean, it doesn't. Life doesn't feel real.
And, we are Celeb Secrets. I want to know any secrets from the creative process of your still, maybe when you were recording it, that we wouldn't know just by listening to it.
Oh, I don't know. When we cut the vocals, I had like a head cold, so we had to like stop a lot, and I had to drink like tea, which is great. But we had to get all the vocals cut. Like it was like, you have these 3 days to do it. So we worked real hard on doing that. Well, when we went and did the content, like the photo shoot, that was fun. We went out to this really cool lake in North Nashville called Maribone Lake, and that was fun. We thought we were gonna get kicked out because these people kept looking at us, and this guy came over on a golf cart, and I'm like, oh, he's going to kick us out. And he was like, what are y'all doing? And we told him. He was like, cool. And I was just sitting there smoking a cigarette for the content. I'm not a smoker, everybody. And he just kind of looked, and he's like, you got another cigarette? And I was like, we actually do. And then he just drove off, didn't take it, nothing.
All right.
So
I wouldn't know that just by looking at the
it was
photos.
weird. But it was super cool to be able to go do that. There was this cool like water park kind of beside the lake that I was like, I may jump a fence, and then there was a big sign on the fence that said, our dog's tack, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna, our dog's attack. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna jump. I'm not jumping this fence.